In this video, I'm gonna drink a glass of butter. Wait, what? Aloha and welcome back to Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour. I was recently in San Francisco and I got to go to one of the greatest tiki bars in the country, Smuggler's Cove. Now the guy who owns Smuggler's Cove has been perfecting even the most complex cocktails. The cocktail that we want to make tonight is something that is synonymous with the holiday season, with cold weather. And this is a cocktail that he learned while working at Trader Vic's. So when I returned from Smuggler's Cove, after having a bunch of incredible cocktails, I got out the book that is the namesake of his bar. I thought to myself, what does Martin Kate think about the hot buttered rum? Now most people think of the quintessential holiday drink as the eggnog, but to us tiki files, it's the hot buttered rum. I've never featured any of the cocktails from the Smuggler's Cove book on the show before, but I'm curious to see what Martin Kate does to the hot buttered rum. Before we get into the cocktail, a little bit of history. In the early days of America, they weren't new to adding butter to cocktails, especially hot cocktails. In fact, the hot buttered rum was just a twist on the butterbeer. Now, America's proximity to the Caribbean made rum and molasses plentiful in America. So in fact, rum was one of the main spirits of America, kind of backwards if you think about it. You think about America, you think of whiskey, but we were getting rum first. So in the 1860s, this cocktail pops up in Jerry Thomas's book. But we are interested in when Trader Vic adopted it. As you can see here, this is one of his glasses from the 60s or 70s. It says hot buttered rum, it's got a shield. His bartender guide though says to use this spooky mug. But I'm gonna present the cocktail in this clear glass so that you can see everything that's going on. It's got like a little water there. So before we make the cocktail, we're gonna have to make a batter. And then once we make the batter, we can add the rum to it. It's party time. It's hot buttered rum time. We're gonna make this the way that Smuggler's Cove makes it, but the interesting thing is the way that Trader Vic's used to present it. It involves fire and hot pokers. Okay, so the way we're gonna start out is we're gonna mix a bunch of stuff together in a bowl. We're gonna start with some ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Now, one of the things that he does say is that you should try to use freshly ground stuff wherever you can. So I'm gonna I should have done this beforehand, but this is pepper. We're gonna use 1 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. I like the idea of fresh ground pepper in a cocktail though, right? Oh dude, this is gonna take forever. All right, 1 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. And then we're gonna do the same thing with nutmeg. So much easier than the pepper thing. I do want to thank one of our viewers for sending me this nutmeg grinder. There's something about the smell of fresh nutmeg. Okay, we're gonna add that to the pepper and to the cinnamon. Now we're gonna use 3/4 of a teaspoon for ground cloves. Oh man, what a rich scent. 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cloves, 1/2 teaspoon of anise seed, and I ground this myself in this vintage glass. I hope I didn't destroy it, but I was using a muddler. And 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. I did do a hot buttered rum recipe about 2 years ago, and when I got to the allspice, I called it all of the spices, because that's what it sounds like. All of the spices? It's not. It's like a whole separate plant, seed, something. So pardon my naivete at the time. So there is, well, all of the spices, I guess. I'm just gonna mix these things around a little bit here. Okay. It looks like I don't really read too far ahead, so we're gonna have to move this out of the way and replace it with a saucepan. That might be a frying pan, but I don't know, this isn't a cooking show. I don't know about cooking. 2 cups of salted butter. Speaking of not knowing what we're doing here, 1/2 cup, 1/2 cup, that's 1, 2. We literally need all of this butter. So it says to melt 2 cups of butter in a small saucepan. This is the smallest saucepan that I have. There's 1/2. There's 1 cup. Let's get the paper out of there. Excuse me, sir. Okay. So there's 1.5 cups. This will be 2 cups of salted butter. You want to make sure you use salted butter. All right, that is a lot of butter. Wow, dude, that is a lot of butter. In the meanwhile, we need 4 cups of dark brown sugar. Okay, let's turn this down a little bit here. Making a bit of a mess here. There's 2 cups of sugar here. Add in the butter, 2 more cups. There's the other 2 cups. This is turning into a cooking show. Oh my God. Sparky's gonna get that later. There's brown sugar all over the place. Okay, so we're just stirring and mixing in the brown sugar with the butter. It doesn't feel very cocktaily, does it? And he said a small saucepan, so I can't imagine using anything smaller than this. Dude, this is a frying pan, and it's already like taking up the whole damn thing here. But I'll tell you one thing, it smells incredible. I should mention that this recipe makes about 48 servings. But it's the kind of thing that you can put in the refrigerator and it keeps for a little while. Don't be afraid to make 48 servings. Have some friends over. It's the holidays. So we're just gonna keep stirring this stuff in over low heat. Try to combine the two here. Be sure to stay to the very end when I show you how Trader Vic's used to present this cocktail. Okay, we're gonna wanna add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Pour that over something else so that I don't pour too much into the mixture. Okay, there is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Wow. Oh man, this is delightful. Smells like vanilla. And then we need 2 tablespoons of molasses. Ooh, you expect it to be like honey, but it's not. It's molasses. What is that flavor? What the hell is molasses? It's like a little bit tangy. This is just turning into a mess here. Ooh, look at that. You just want to stir it in, kind of fold it into the hot buttered rum concoction. And then we need 1 more of those. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This whole time I keep looking over at the spices going like, what are you guys doing? When you get in the party? Okay, let's put this in here. What a mess, dude. They say that first, as you stir, the butter's gonna create its own separate layer on top. So you just gotta keep stirring until that thing becomes kind of a 1-story situation. Everybody's living on the same floor here. But of course, do it over low heat. You don't wanna rush things. Now we can't forget the spice mixture. So we're gonna stir that in now. Okay, so it says to remove from the heat, so I'm gonna turn the heat off on here. I'm gonna keep stirring for a little bit. It says to let the concoction become kind of malleable. You just wanna let this thing firm up a little bit, and then you wanna pour it into a storage container. I just looked ahead at the recipe and it says 3 bar spoons of this. That's all you need for 1 drink. 3 bar spoons? Dude, there is so much batter here. No wonder it makes 48 servings. Okay, we're gonna pour the batter into a heat-resistant thing here. Very nice, very nice. Oh, no. We have just like a little bit left in here, but that's okay. Let's bring the water back up here. Okay, now that that's made, can I taste it? I can taste it, all right? This is my show. Oh my. That is the most delicious cookie batter tasting thing I could drink that whole thing right now. Just lap it up. It's so good. Wow. Now I wonder what the reason is you have to wait for it to firm up before you can use it. I don't think we have that kind of time, so we're just gonna make one of the drinks. Now, if you think there's a reason why it needs to be refrigerated before we can go and make the cocktail, leave a message in the comments below because I'm not too sure why you would have to do that. I just want to get on with the cocktail. So eventually this is gonna firm up and then you can scoop it out and you're gonna put it, let's do it in here. It said 3 bar spoons. 1, 2, and the way that Trader Vic says to do it is add 3 heaping teaspoons. Maybe they say to add 3 once it's set up because then you can like really get a lot in there. Maybe I'll do 1 more. Because if it's frozen, then it's gonna be more than a bar spoon, right? Sorry about this. Oh my God. It just has a real kind of nutty consistency, but at the same time, it's like buttery and light. That's next level. Okay, so I'm gonna put a lid on this thing. Hot buttered rum coming to you. It says 1.5 ounces of rum. We didn't even bring the rum out. What kind of cocktail show is this? For this, we're gonna use the Real McCoy number 5. Now, this is not a sponsored video or anything, but it's supposed to be a blended aged rum, as per Martin Cate here in the book. The way that he goes about telling you which rums to use is much more scientific than just like a dark, light, Puerto Rican. But it's very frustrating for me because I always have to keep referring back to go like, what is he talking about? Blended aged rum? I don't know. Fortunately, there's a guide in the book though, so it helps you along. Other rums that you can use for this are like Appleton 12, Plantation 5, Mount Gay Black. Ooh, a cork. But we're gonna try the Real McCoy. And we almost never use this rum. It is almost like notes of whiskey. So 1.5 ounces of this. We're gonna add that to this. Okay, it looks like the hot buttered rum batter has already kind of set up. It's kind of congealed, kind of sticking to itself in there right now. Okay, what's going on over here? Are you hot yet? Oh, yeah, super hot. Then it says about 6 ounces of hot water. Of course, like any recipe, you want to use purified water, like something that you want to drink, something that's gonna add to the flavor of your cocktail. This is such a bad little teapot because it gets hot on the top here. This is probably a bad idea because it's a metal little measurer guy and it conducts heat. Oh my God, that's hot. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. Usually when I'm making hot buttered rum, I will just kind of fill it up to where I think. That's so hot. Go. Okay. Whew. I'm assuming that at this stage, we're gonna do a little stirry. There you go. To finish this thing off, we're gonna top it with 1 ounce of sweet cream. I'm just gonna put the head of my spoon just above the surface of the thing here. And the cream will travel down the spoon and create a layered effect. No, it won't. It's just going right to the bottom. And of course, we're gonna garnish this with a cinnamon stick and a little bit of nutmeg on top. Now, before we get into tasting the cocktail, if you enjoy this, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. We have all kinds of cocktails like this, and stay tuned for me to do the presentation on how Trader Vic's used to serve their hot buttered rum. All right, let's taste this. Cheers. It is just a dessert in a glass. It's light, doesn't taste too heavy. It is physically warm, but it also kind of warms the cockles with the rum. You get all the different flavors, nutmeg and cinnamon and cloves and allspice, all of the things. My God, that's good. It's like drinking a pie. You can use that. Go ahead, Martin Cate. You can use that. It's like drinking a pie. Dude, that's so good. Make this one at home. Let me know what you think about this. And thank you to Martin Cate for the recipe in his book, Smuggler's Cove. Go out and buy that book too. It is invaluable. Now, let's serve it the way that Trader Vic's used to serve it. Okay, the way that they would present it at your table at Trader Vic's. They would bring the mug over, 3 heaping teaspoons of the batter. Oh, you got a little something on your head there, buddy. Look at that. This stuff is just delicious. My God, that's good. That's the best tasting thing in the world. I mean, it's just butter and sugar. Like, what do you expect? But, woo! So, we put that in. I believe Trader Vic's probably did 2 ounces of the rum here. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. And I do think that the whiskey notes in the Real McCoy here, I guess this rum was barrel aged in old whiskey barrels, which just feels like it sits perfectly in this cocktail. Okay, we're gonna add that in. Now this is where it gets interesting. Something I discovered in the Trader Vic's Bartender's Guide from 1972 was in the photos with all the drink stuff was this thing right here. The hot buttered rum pot with poker. It's got a poker that comes with it. Now this is what he used to do. Let's pretend like this is our hot buttered rum pot. We're gonna add some water in here. That is already very hot water. But That poker that you saw with a ball on the end was probably sitting in amongst the Chinese ovens, like down by the fire. Now for the video that I did years ago, I used a dagger. I lost the dagger. So I'm gonna use this metal thing and I'm gonna heat it up with my torch here. We're starting to see the color change here. Now, if you can imagine yourself sitting at dinner in 1955, today, where you're like, oh yeah, skull, because skulls are fun. Back then it was dangerous and scary, right? And then the guy pulls out a red hot poker. This is kind of blue hot, but you know what I mean. And he did this. Oh. Wow. Wow. And there you go. That's how you heat up a hot buttered rum at Trader Vic's. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next cocktail video. Aloha.